Is his poor goddamn mother still alive?
When I look up on the Wikipedia, it doesn't talk about their moms.
Well, God rest her soul, because I'm sure if a 30-pound goddamn baby came out of my vagina, I would be ripped apart.
It's hardcore. It's uncensored. It's On Your Mark with Mark E. Xtreme.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the most extreme podcast on all of, well, I guess if you were to hit up your Bing box and find any podcast, you're probably not going to find many that say extreme in it. And then you're not going to find any other ones with Mark E. Xtreme in it because he doesn't really get invited to a lot of things. But I'm Skeeter Skyflyer, and this is On Your Mark with Mark E. Xtreme.
Okay, Skeeter, you know what? I don't tell you all the invitations I get. Maybe I'm just too dang busy to accept them all. I am running a company. I am putting on shows. I'm producing hit YouTube videos, and I am hosting the most extreme podcast because, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mark. Xtreme, 15 plus years, undefeated backyard wrestling entertainment champion and owner. And on top of all that, sexy ass, cool ass, smooth ass shit, I am the host of On Your Mark, the hit YouTube wrestling series. You don't gotta look at the numbers. You can never trust the Nelson ratings because they don't know what they're talking about. We are the #1 wrestling YouTube series. And you know what? Because we have given you the best wrestling content on YouTube for years, we thought, what would be a better idea than to suck it all out of YouTube and spit it into the podcast world, all over it, with no mask, cover my goddamn face. And that's why we've created the On Your Mark Wrestling Podcast. And every Wednesday, we're diving deep into topics, and I'm giving you the most uncensored, raw, and real take that you can get, because I am the greatest backyard entertainment champion there ever has been. And I've been in this business a long ass time, so I've seen it all and I've done it all. And I'm going to give you guys a hell of an episode this week. And it's going to be full of cussing, Skeeter.
Well, maybe from you, but not from me, because I don't want to get my mouth washed out with soap.
I dare you to cuss this week.
No, thank you.
I'm going to make you cuss by the end of this episode.
No, thank you.
We'll see about that.
So, this week we are talking about heavy machinery, a definite favorite of mine. What? Why are you upset?
What? Okay, Skeeter. When you sit down in your creepy ass office and you are like,
my name's Skeeter Skyflyer, and I'm gonna pick a topic for this week's episode of the On Your Mark.
You know, why are you picking such dumb topics? Why?
Oh, like Goldberg and Joey Styles and...
No. First of all...
Bret Hitman Hart?
Goldberg is a good one. Heavy machinery, Marco Stunt, things like that. Not good ideas. Not going to get the clicks. Not going to bring the bed to the bank. Okay?
I don't see the difference between them. What's the difference between Goldberg and Marco Stunt?
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding? Are you serious?
They're both jacked. They're both powerhouses.
What fucking delusional alternate universe do you live in, Skeeter? Goldberg is heavy machinery.
No, it's Otis and Tucker's heavy machinery. You gotta watch more wrestling. That's embarrassing. We should cut that out. That's embarrassing.
I'm not even gonna waste my breath. Continue with the pre-show stuff.
Okay, but before we get to heavy machinery, maybe that gives Mark some time to look at some tapes because he thinks Goldberg's in it.
Don't start laughing. Don't start laughing, please.
Okay, I'm sorry. I won't laugh. We got some business to attend to. So first thing is the first thing. On your mark, 10K go. That's a contest we got going on for our YouTube, youtube.com/OnYourMarkShow, where you can go watch great shoot interviews, and you can even listen to this podcast on there. Once we hit 10,000 subscribers on there, we are giving away a free copy, digital or physical, however you'd like it, as the winner of WWE Battlegrounds. The new video game coming from 2K will be yours. So just go and subscribe, and you'll be entered into the contest automatically.
The easiest contest you can enter, the easiest race you'll ever be a part of, because you don't even have to get your fat ass off the couch. Go to youtube.com/OnYourMarkShow and hit a jackknife powerbomb to that subscribe button, and you're entered in the contest, baby.
Also, well, we got our Apple Podcast. So rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts. That helps get the word out about the show. And it makes Marky Xtreme feel real good. And we're doing a t-shirt giveaway. Isn't that right, Marky Xtreme?
Yep, that's right. We've pulled one of the random positive comments from our iTunes On Your Mark podcast page, and we're about to give out a free t-shirt. But before we do, if you want a free t-shirt, because we're giving them out, we're giving one out today. If you want one, and this is very important, go to our iTunes page, On Your Mark Wrestling Podcast, and leave us a positive rating and review, and you could get a free t-shirt, just like Cabelli the King. And this is his or her review, because I'm not sure if it's a wiener or a vagina. Whether you're Tom, it says Tom, but I'm assuming he or she means talking. Whether you're talking about wrestling, or just getting under the pro skin like a tick looking for a pimple to screw, these boys got it. Oh, Cabelli the King, if you just go over to our email and email us at onyourmarkshow@gmail.com. Tell us which shirt you want, what size, and where to send it. We're going to send you a free t-shirt.
That was a good review.
I didn't fully understand it, but the last part when they said, these boys got it. And I was like, okay, then that's positive enough for me.
I guess that is good, because that includes me too. So I like it. Let's give them a free t-shirt.
Okay.
So also, we've got our Patreon, patreon.com/OYM show. You go there, you can get these podcasts early. You can get the shoot interviews early. You can get all kinds of other stuff, replica belts. If you head over there, and now it's time, if you want to become one too, you get an extreme shout out.
That's right. The most extreme shout outs goes to our loyal skid marks over at our Patreon. And it is as follows: Miguel Diaz, Rick Conley, Tom, Mr. Blix, Hillbilly Bryn, Max, and Angela Elias. Those are our loyal skid marks, the ones that keep the roof over the backyard. And if you want to be a part of that prestigious list, then go over to patreon.com/OYM show and be a part of our shout outs.
We're getting a lot of hillbillies.
Well, I mean, we got demographics.
I didn't know if maybe they're coming back. Maybe hillbillies are making a comeback.
Did they ever go anywhere?
I haven't seen one since like the mid-90s.
That's a good point.
Except for Hillbilly Tim, then he showed up, and now he's
But it's a character. But he lives a gimmick.
That's true. But let's talk about heavy machinery. I agree. Woo! Heavy machinery. Woo! Is that? Were you cheering?
Sure, yeah, I'm cheering. If by cheering it sounds like, I fucking hate these guys. Waste of space, a waste of contract that could be going towards real talent like Marky Xtreme. But, start with your groundbreaking research, Skeeter. I can't wait to hear what you have to say today.
Oh boy, I'm so glad you're excited. Otis was born Nikola Bogojevic on December 24th, 1991 in Duluth, Minnesota.
And did that fat ass kill his mom?
I don't think he's a murderer. Why?
No, because I imagine a fat ass baby like that probably murdered his mom when he was born.
Why? Because he ate her?
Well, maybe that too. But I'm talking about birth. Have you ever seen a giant ass baby get born?
Yeah, I did. A National Enquirer. I seen the pictures of big babies. Maybe he's a National Enquirer baby.
Well, I got a stack of tapes too. If you want to see some brutal births, I can show you some crazy shit.
Why do you have birthing tapes?
I gotta get some inspiration from someplace.
To give birth to a baby?
Skeeter, what's more extreme than brutal birth?
Wrestling?
Where do you think all these wrestlers get their hardcore inspiration?
You?
From my brutal birthing tapes. That's a groundbreaking fact that I've never let anybody know. Mark Xtreme gets his some of his, not all of it, but some of his hardcore inspiration from brutal birthing tapes.
I didn't know. You'd never let me watch.
You ever heard of what's those tapes that used to go around back in the day that show people dying and shit?
Oh, Faces of Death. Those are funny.
Well, you're weird as fuck, but it's the same company. They made brutal birthing tapes.
Oh, that's so exciting. I bet those are funny too.
You are fucking weird. Continue.
Tucker was born Levi Rolla Cooper on July 24th, 1990 in Clackamas, Oregon. Otis weighs 330 pounds. Tucker weighs 320 pounds. That's pretty exciting.
At birth?
I think so. That's what it said their weights are. So
see, that's what I did. Did you not do your research? Is his poor goddamn mother still alive?
I don't know. Well, it doesn't say. When I look up on the Wikipedia, it doesn't talk about their moms.
Well, God rest her soul, because I'm sure if a 30-pound goddamn baby came out of my vagina, I would be ripped apart.
Probably, but you'd probably get back right in the match right after you birthed them.
Absolutely. I've had things rip my butthole apart in matches, and that did never stop me.
That I have seen.
Yep.
The team of Heavy Machinery debuted during the July 22nd, 2016 edition of NXT in a match that was won by TM61. So they lost their first match.
Go ahead.
But they're great. Heavy Machinery is so inspirational. They're one of my favorite tag teams. They're so fun, and they're just one of the best. How do you rank Heavy Machinery in the pantheon of inspiring tag teams?
Well, you can't even put them on the pantheon. You know, I have a laundry list of reasons that these guys, one, should not be in the WWE, but also should not be professional wrestlers. And the first thing on this list, which I'm sure I'll get through all these things at some point in this groundbreaking, entertaining episode, they lose all the time.
We talk about
Skeeter. They lose all the goddamn time.
No.
Did you not just say they lost their first match?
Well, yeah. Well, I guess it's because they were a new tag team, so they got to work the kinks out.
No. Did I win my first match?
Yeah.
Have I won every match since?
Well, yeah, but you book your own matches.
Nah.
Are you cheering again?
What?
Is that you're cheering?
I've never lost, and it's because I'm the goddamn best. And you know what? You go out there, you lose your first match. That's setting the first impression. And the first impression for me is these guys are losers. Continue.
Okay. Well, they wrestled by the names of Otis Dozovic and Tucker Knight. And the duo then participated in the 2016 Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, in which they lost the first round to the team of Austin Aries and Roderick Strong.
Another goddamn loss.
Well, I mean, again, it's early on, so they got to figure stuff out.
They lost, Skeeter. Lose. This is a word that's not in my dictionary. Not in my dictionary. Makes me sad. Anytime I see a loser, I get real sad. I get almost as sad as this heartbreaking news that we got this week in the wrestling world. The loss of Scott Steiner's Shoney's. And that's why at On Your Mark, we are raising money to bring back Scott Steiner's Shoney's. So tell them all about our fundraiser we're going to be holding on the side of Highway 27 this weekend, Skeeter.
We are holding an SOSS S.
Yes.
Save our Scott Steiner Shonies.
Yes.
We will be there with picket signs. We will be there with donation buckets. We will be there with pancakes that need syrup. We will be there in tribute and honor, and we will not stop. We will not rest until we save Scott Steiner's Shonies.
We're actually using the buckets that they filled with all their coleslaw and their cream corn, and we're asking everyone, the drivers on the road, we're gonna go in front of your vehicles. We're gonna stop your vehicles, and we're going to demand that you give us money because Skeeter, I'm heartbroken. Like, this was a Graceland for many of us, and it's being taken away by some goddamn luchador COVID, and I'm just sick of travesties like this happening for people that don't deserve it. Scott Steiner deserves better, and we're going to be raising as much money as possible and giving it directly to Scott Steiner Shonies.
We've been working on a banner because it's a lot of times it's a good thing when there's change and something's under new management. I know people want that in wrestling from time to time, but we've made a banner saying under old management, and we want old manager Scott Steiner to still stay in Shoney's because it's greatness meets diner food.
Absolutely. Like I mentioned, it was a Graceland. You go in there, Scott Steiner memorabilia is everywhere, and then around the corner, a never-ending buffet. And I, unfortunately never got to go visit it. I did have plans. And I planned on camping out, right in the back, eating all day and into the next day. And until they made me leave, it's just some people dream of going to Disney. Some people dream of going on a vacation to Hawaii.
Some people dream of having their first wrestling match.
But people that's actually a physical possibility. But I had a dream of visiting Scott Steiner Shoney's, and by God, I'm going to do everything possible to make that happen.
So you heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. It is the crusade to save one of the greatest things in all of the planet Earth. Moving on. In NXT, Heavy Machinery fought for the NXT tag titles countless times. They fought against the champions, Authors of Pain. They fought against Sanity. I guess you can figure out that they didn't win though.
Oh, wow! What a shocker! What a goddamn shocker! Losing all the time. They're out of shape. They're
out of shape.
They're goddamn out of shape, Skeeter. Put them up to Goliath next to them like Randy Orton and Batista. Put them up to next to the goddamn granite men like that. These are construction workers that were pulled off the street. Can anybody just be wrestlers now? What is this business becoming?
They eat steaks and weights. They're in real good shape. They have so much strength. Isn't that important to have all the strength?
It's a facet. It's a part of it. But it's not all that it takes to be. You got to have it. We've talked about this before. They don't have it.
Why do they have a faucet? What are you talking about?
They've got a facet.
A
I
faucet?
said facet, Skeeter.
That's not really a heavy machine. That's like plumbing. That's different.
What the fuck are you talking about?
The faucet.
Facet. It's a part of something.
Like a heavy machinery?
Sometimes I just want to jump out of a window.
That's
Head
extreme.
first.
That'd be a cool finisher if you just jump out of a window.
It's not a bad idea. I will add it to my arsenal. Skeeter, these guys have a goddamn list of reasons why I feel they should not be allowed in my business. They're just pulled off the street construction workers. What's going to happen next? Are you going to pull a goddamn dentist off the street and let them be a wrestler?
Oh, you mean like Dr. Britt Baker, DMD?
I can't think of a goddamn example that hasn't actually happened in wrestling, but I don't think anybody that isn't born to be a wrestler shouldn't be a wrestler.
Well, I think they're pretty great. They got long hair. They're super strong. And on February 2nd, 2018, Heavy Machinery joined the first round of the 2018 Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classics. And this was an epic match where they fought the Street Profits. It was great. Did you see this match?
Let me see. I didn't see it, but I bet I know what happened. Did
you
they
know what happened?
lose?
Well, yeah.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
These are weird
What?
cheers.
Those aren't cheers. Those are ohs. Because I continue to be right. And that is a goddamn orgasmic sound. That's what that noise is. That's the noise I make when I gasm. Ah.
Well, where's the crying part?
I don't cry.
That's
No,
not
I
what
don't.
I hear.
No, wait. Wait a second. First of all, are you listening to me when I make bang?
Sometimes.
I'm going to call the cops on you.
Why? I'm doing research.
How is that research?
How's it not research?
How is it research, Skeeter? You better explain to me now because my finger's on the buttons.
Maybe I'm trying to make an autobiography of you.
Well, are you? Because if you are, I need to know so I get the money for it.
Well, of course you're gonna get the money for it. I'm chronicling everything just like WWE does when they chronicle.
Fine, but I feel like when they do those things, they let the wrestlers know that they're doing these things. So next time you're going to listen to me make bang, then I need you to tell me ahead of time.
They set up hidden cameras, all kinds of stuff. Those wrestlers don't know.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do. But you haven't found them, right?
What?
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. You know what? You know what my favorite part about Otis is?
No, I really don't.
When he goes, Take. Do you like it when he does that? Take.
Fuck no.
Well, what if I start doing that? What if I start going, Marky?
And please
Marky,
don't. Stop.
Marky,
Don't make a
Marky.
thing out of this. Don't make a thing out of this like toe ride isn't a goddamn thing. Don't make a thing out of this.
Toe ride. I wish I had a drink to open. I don't have a drink to open. Toe
Good.
ride.
Don't listen to him, people. Don't make that a thing. Don't tweet that. Don't do shit.
Marky.
Stop.
Marky.
Skeeter, I swear to God.
People can make little videos doing that. And they do the little jiggle.
No, I don't want. If there is
Marky.
if there is one goddamn video sent to our Twitter of somebody saying Marky, Marky, I'm gonna punch my computer screen. Don't do it. Don't you do it. If you're listening, don't goddamn do it.
He punches his computer screen. He gets a lot of computer screens, so it's not really that outrageous if you're going to punch it.
I can't control my Xtreme.
On the March 4th edition of NXT, the team of Heavy
They lost.
Machinery. Well, yeah, but it was for the tag team titles though.
Oh. If you ain't first, Skeeter, you know who you are?
Who? I'm Skyflyer.
Fucking shit. Skeeter. I'm really exhausted.
Did you not get good sleep because you had the gasm cries?
No. The what?
You get the gasm cries.
That's not why I didn't get good sleep last night, Skeeter. And you know that.
That's true.
I had nightmares last night.
Yeah, you get night terrors pretty bad.
Yeah, well, when fucking wild horses are running around, when fucking puppets are just being assaulted left and right, I'm gonna have nightmares.
It's scary times, I get it. But if you ever need someone to hold you, I'm here for you.
Ugh. No. Ugh. Stop. Ugh. Continue.
On April 8th, during the fourth day of the WrestleMania Access event, Heavy Machinery had a title opportunity to win the Progress Tag Team Championship belts, held by the British Promotions defending champions, the team of grizzled young veterans. And even though they won this match. Did you know that?
Oh.
They won. Heavy Machinery won against Grizzled Young Veterans.
Wow. Good for them. They're out there playing wrestler and they get to live their fantasy camp dreams. Almost like the Snake Pit Academy. Blah, blah, blah. Or you can go out there and be wrestler for a day. Good for them.
Yeah, but they didn't win the tag team titles because they won by disqualification.
Yep. See there? Not fully win. No, it's not a full win in my book.
But that's a win. That's a win. You've won by DQ before.
Yeah, because I'm going to keep my belt. And I'm smart. And if every champion was smart, if during every belt match, they just would do a disqualification so they keep their belt. I've said that for years. There's so many loopholes in wrestling, and I've figured them all out.
And that's commendable. Someday we should have an episode by you.
I'm waiting.
On the December 17th episode of Raw, Heavy Machinery were advertised as 2 of 6 NXT wrestlers to be moved to the main roster. They shortened their names to Otis and Tucker, and then they debuted on January 14th on Raw, interrupting Alexa Bliss and Paul Heyman. Mark Xtreme, even though Heavy Machinery never won the tag team titles, do you think it was right to call them up to the main roster?
Not at all. Not at all. And I got a question for you, Skeeter. This is a legitimate question, a real question. Do you think if I started losing, if I got out of shape, and if I just, found some other profession, and you think that I'd have maybe, I think I'd have a better chance of getting a WWE contract, but what do you think, Skeeter?
Well, it'd be sad to see you lose everything that you got, because I think you got the it factor. There's nobody else who's got the it factor like you. So I wouldn't want you to let all that go. But yeah, it's likely, because then they'd probably see you as being a real joke, and then they'd hire you.
100%. It's just sad that one of the top companies in this wrestling world, they're hiring a bunch of jokes. They're hiring a bunch of guys, the Joe Schmoes, pulling them off the street and slapping a sticker that says, "I'm a wrestler for a day" on them, instead of pulling in real talent. I've bled, and I've bled, and I've cried, and I've sweated so goddamn much for this business. And what's going to give for somebody to finally give me a chance?
Maybe everyone has to die that already knows who you are, and then it has to be someone new. That'd be my guess.
Maybe, or you know what it might take is a groundbreaking idea, something that's really going to bend the needle in backyard wrestling entertainment. That's going to turn the heads of the big wigs up in New York or at Titan Towers. And that idea, you know what that idea is, Skeeter?
Titan Tower.
That idea is...
There's only one tower.
Shut the fuck up. I'm trying to go into an ad. That idea is the Backyard Underground. That's right. BWE is taking that sick-ass idea that Raw did, the Raw Underground. They're finally learning of doing something they should be doing a long time ago, making things more extreme, having girls, the Nitro girls out there again. Well, you know what? We're taking their idea and we're making it so much better. We're bringing you the Backyard Underground. But this isn't just an ad to promote that. This is also an ad because we're seeking a crew of people to dig the hole in the backyard because Skeeter can't do it. Right, Skeeter?
That's right. It hurts my back a lot. And I'm also terrified at the outcome of being underground because I don't want to... I feel like people will die if there's no rules, people are going to die.
That's right. That's what we're going to have to do to start turning heads in this business. Death! You want extreme? You want no rules in the WWE? Well, we're going to take those no rules and make them even more no rules. No rules. No rules on top of no rules. It's going to be ruthless. There's going to be death and blood, but first we got to dig the hole. So if there's anybody out there that wants to dig those... Skeeter, why are you making that weird face?
Because I'm scared that the guy from Raw Underground's going to show up, the Bubble Gator.
They don't know where our underground is, just like we don't know where their underground is.
Okay, it's very scary. I don't know. I don't like the idea of this no rules combat fighting.
Skeeter, you got to toughen up someday. You got to stop being a little bitch all the time. And you got to realize that people want this. People need this. And this might be the thing that finally turns old Hunter's head or Shao Kahn's head. You know, I got to do something. I'm running out of goddamn ideas.
Well, to be fair, most of the time, most of your ideas are just WWE's ideas, and you just change them to yours. So it's not, you didn't come up with the idea, you just changed it.
That's how all ideas are formed. Stealing something from somebody else and making it better.
Is that how that happens?
100%.
Oh, I've been wasting too much time trying to think of my own ideas.
Yeah, you're wasting time. Like you're wasting time on lots of things.
Well, you know, it would make the most sense of who to make the Raw Underground tearing up the ground. Heavy Machinery.
Don't say. Well, you know what? Maybe because they were construction workers. So you know what? That'd probably be a better job that they would actually win. You know what? So that's not a bad idea, Skeeter.
Yeah, they're blue color solid.
What?
They're blue color solid.
What does that mean?
That's what it says on the stuff. They're blue color solid. They like blue. They like blue.
I feel like every one of these episodes at some point turns into a goddamn preschool class. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You end up talking about shapes or colors or some bubblegum titty fart bullshit at some point, Skeeter. I have no idea.
Thing. Blue color solid. What, do they like stripes? No. Do they like polka dots? No. They like blue color. Solid. Just blue.
And I like fucking red because red means green.
So you're red color solid.
Sure.
That's cool. You should get a shirt that says that. That's a shirt. That's a shirt, everybody. Red collar solid. That's what Conrad Thompson does all the time. That's a shirt right there.
It's not a shirt. It's not a shirt.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. It wasn't my idea, so that doesn't work. All right, we're going to get to a part of the show that's real controversial, folks. I apologize in advance for the comments that Marky Xtreme is about to say. So parents, put your kids to sleep so they never hear this. Okay? The YOLO County Tag Team Championships. Thoughts?
I'll never forget where I was. I will never forget where I was the day that 9/11 happened. I'll never forget the day where I was when the goddamn legend Colin Delaney made his debut in this business. I will never forget where I was when I got a text message that said that this fat ass from Heavy Machinery out there holding a cardboard title in the WWE. Talk about stealing ideas. Talk about trying to make something better. WWE blatantly and illegally stole my concept, my intellectual property. And you better believe the first call I made was to my lawyers and legal team. Now, they may have hung the call up and they may have said, don't stop fucking calling us. But I called them and 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 I called them until they finally did answer and hear me out. And they told me they would deal with it. So I expect any day now a fat ass fucking check to come in the mail for this lawsuit that I'm sure was placed by my honorary legal and lawyers team. Because this is the most angry I've ever been. So I sued them for emotional distress. I sued them for stealing my intellectual property. And then I sued Vince McMahon and Hunter Hearst Helmsley for being a goddamn bitch for stealing my shit. 3 counts of assault right there. So I am, one of these days, I'm going to go out into the mail just like Bubba Gump's mom did. And I'm going to faint when I open that goddamn check. And things are going to change around here, Skeeter. I can't wait.
You know, that's like that movie where the little baby Forrest Gump is hearing his mom and the principal up in the room. They go, and then the principal comes down and he talks to Forrest, and then Forrest goes, That's like when I hear you, Gasman. That's what it's like. I'm like, I make the same noises on the other side.
Is that why you, every time I walk out from the bedroom, sweaty, covered in fecal, you mock me like that?
I'm imitating. That's the fattest form of flattery.
I know that imitation is a form of flattery, but I just thought that this all makes sense.
Well, yes, the YOLO County Tag Team Championships on June 11, 2019.
Should we legally be talking about this? We have a case happening.
We are.
I just don't want to. I just don't want to CM Punk and Colt Cabana shit to happen.
We will always be friends.
Not you and I. I don't want to say something we're not legally allowed to.
Yeah, but they can't. They're not friends anymore. But we'll always.
I'm talking
be
about
friends.
us talking about the YOLO titles.
Well, I'm painting a story.
Okay, go ahead.
AJ Kirsch and Dave Dutra were the then reigning champions. They were on SmackDown Live, put the championship online against the SmackDown Tag Team Champions Daniel Bryan and Rowan in a unification match, but it didn't happen. Heavy Machinery then took the match on instead, and they won the Tag Team Championships, and they are defending undisputed YOLO County Tag Team Championships for over 430 days. So they've not been defeated, and isn't it a little strange that they're undefeated with the Cardboard Championship and you're undefeated with Cardboard Championship? What if they catch up to you? What if they reach 15 years?
Not going to happen. But it's not strange at all because they were contacted by my lawyers. So there's probably a cease and desist on their asses right now. And that's why you haven't seen nothing about those titles, have you? And don't forget, some people may remember my video I put out there when all this happened. If I don't get that fat check in the mail at some point, I will release the Vince McMahon sex tape.
Well, have you considered making a tag team, possibly with your podcast partner, and going and defeating
Who's my podcast partner?
That's me, it's Skyflyer. And defeating Heavy Machinery for the titles, then you have the titles, and then you'll be undefeated, and it's win-win-win.
You can't have two cardboard titles. You can't have my cardboard title near another cardboard title.
Why not?
Science.
Oh. Okay. I don't understand, but okay. Then on the July 2nd episode of SmackDown, Otis and Tucker defeated Dolph Ziggler and Kevin Owens to become number one contenders to the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. And then at Extreme Rules, Heavy Machinery, well, they didn't win the titles. They lost to Bryan and Rowan in the New Day.
They should. Of course they did. And also they shouldn't be darely ever in the vicinity of a show with the word extreme in it. Fucking ever.
Why? Don't they weigh an extreme amount of weight?
Yeah, but they're not extreme by nature, extreme by heart.
What about the caterpillar? Isn't that extreme? That Otis does, where he does, Sky High does the worm and then Otis does the caterpillar? That's pretty extreme.
There's no room in wrestling for dancing.
Yeah, but then there's also like an elbow.
That's a move.
But that's extreme.
Did you hear what I just said? I said there's no room in wrestling for dancing.
What about Rikishi? And Too Cool.
No room. I don't make these rules, but I as hell break them. Ha!
Who does make the rules?
The wrestling rules?
Yeah.
Probably Pat Patterson.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, imagine I'm trying to think of who is the oldest living wrestler.
I would have guessed Pat Patterson.
Yeah, I would imagine he's the one that made or Lou Albano.
Oh, Mario?
What?
Mario. Do the Mario, swing your arms from side to side. Come on, it's time to go to Mario. He dances.
I'm officially confused. Got to take a shit. So let's hurry this shit up.
Then on February 14th of this year, it was one of the greatest things to ever happen in all of wrestling. Otis fell in love with Mandy Rose, and they almost went on a date because Dolph Ziggler showed up, and then like some stuff happened, and then it's probably a whole nother episode altogether of the greatest love story in all of wrestling. But Mark Xtreme, are you in love with Otis and Mandy, in love with each other?
No, I'm infuriated. How does a girl like her get with a guy like him? Like, how does that happen?
Well, because he's so nice, and he asked her out kind of, and then Tucker was there, and then he had his eyes, and he's like, "Here, Tucker, Mandy, Tucker, Mandy."
Stop it.
How can you not love Otis? How can you not just fall in love with big old sweet man like that?
How can you is the better question. I've tried my whole life to get with a goddamn goddess like that, and I'm end up with freaking. I hope my girlfriend from Applebee's isn't listening to this, but I end up with Tammy, and I just don't. Maybe it's my approach. Maybe I'm too aggressive. Maybe it's every time one of them breaks up with me, I go to the next Applebee's. I go inside and I say, "Date me," and maybe my approach is too aggressive. I don't know.
Do you think it's weird? Can I bring something up?
Maybe.
I can stop recording if you want, because it's pretty weird.
Maybe you should, please.
Okay, I'm going to stop recording in my mind.
And you're No, wait. What did you just say?
That I have something weird to bring up to you.
Okay, but you're going to stop recording.
Yeah, in my mind. Okay.
Okay, fine. 3, 2, 1, stop recording.
What's your mom's name?
Tammy.
What's your girlfriend's name?
Tammy.
What's Sonny's real name?
Sonny.
It's Tammy Lynn Sitch.
Oh, yes.
Okay. You're dating a woman named after your mom, and you've also won Sonny in the Bank every single time, which the rules have changed. But back in the day, the Sonny in the Bank match was you pull Sonny down off a tree, and then you cash in by going and making bang with her.
Consensual bang?
Yes, consensual. Do you think there's some sort of weird Sigmund Freud thing going on with all the Tammys?
What the fuck is that? What's Sigmund Freud?
He's a psychologist.
Okay, what about him?
Well, he says everybody wants to have bang with their moms.
Whoa. Huh. Whoa, Skeeter. I am so glad we're not recording right now, because this cannot get out there. God dang it. Oh my God. I'm about to I'm feeling lightheaded. I do not want to bang my mom, Tammy. Do not put that out there.
Dude, I just don't know why you keep ending up with all these Tammys.
Because it's the only name that I end up with.
Isn't that a little strange?
Do you know how many Tammys work at Applebee's?
Yeah, 4.
There's a lot more than that. It's
Really?
practically the only name of a woman they hire at that place. I'm the one making the rules. I imagine it's Applebee's rules.
Yeah, it's probably Pat Patterson that makes the rules, but that's why you should just probably go to TGI Fridays every once in a while.
I don't want to.
Why not?
It's their chicken tenders are different.
They're not as good.
They're not as good. You know that.
No, I always have to stay in the car.
Yeah, but I give you my leftovers sometimes.
Yeah, when you drop them on the floor.
Yeah, well, Floor'smore, wherever.
I'm just putting it out there. It's
Yeah, but I just erase that from your memory. I do not want to bang my mom, Tammy. Okay? Yes, my girlfriend's name is also Tammy. I have had consensual intercourse with Tammy Sitch, but there's not some Simon Freud, whatever the fuck you said, thing going on here. Okay? So that audio can never go out. Okay? Now let's get back to this podcast. We're getting close to overtime, and I have had to take a shit for the past 30 minutes. Okay? Now,
Okay.
3, 2, 1, start recording.
Okay. Everything's fine, everybody. We're all fine here now. We're fine. How are you? Otis has then won the Money in the Bank briefcase when King Corbin and AJ Styles dropped it in his arms. So who would you book to have Otis cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase on and win the World Championship from?
Did he really win that shit?
Yeah, he really won that.
What the fuck?
I know, it's pretty inspiring. He said
No,
they
it's
don't win
pretty
nothing, but
it's dumb. It's dumb booking. It's
he
just
practically
another.
won the World Championship. That's a big win.
WWE doesn't want crowds anymore. They're never going to get another audience member if they keep dumb booking like this. It's just it's asinine. But you know what? I hope they book him against the Fiend, and I hope the Fiend cuts his goddamn fat belly off and feeds it to Braun Strowman, and then Braun Strowman shits the fat belly all over Marco Stunt, and then Marco Stunt is poisoned from toxicity, and then he has to go to the hospital, and then Dr. Isaac Yankem pulls his teeth out because they're rotting, and he shoves them up his asshole.
Okay. Well, I hope he cashes in on Drew McIntyre, because I think that'd be a great match.
Whatever. I don't even know. I'm giving up.
Well, I hope you didn't give up on us, listeners. We have so much great stuff for you. The podcast each and every week. We have our YouTube page, youtube.com/OnYourMarkShow. We also got TikTok. They better hurry up on TikTok in case they get shut down. That's why I hear people might shut down TikTok.
Really?
That's what I hear on the streets. They go, well, there is room for dancing on TikTok, which I'd like to do if you'd let me.
Oh God, we want followers. We don't want to lose them.
So at OIM Show on TikTok, rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts. You might want a t-shirt. Check out our Patreon, patreon.com/OIM Show, and also prowrestlingtees.com/OIM Show. You can get all sorts of great pro wrestling tees from Marky Xtreme on there. So in conclusion, Heavy Machinery has had so many great accomplishments to come true. What do you see in the future for Otis and Tucker and Heavy Machinery?
Being so goddamn heavy and fat that they explode and poison the WWE with all their guts and entrails. And then there will be a plague and a pandemic that floods the WWE and forces everyone to stay home and not allowed to do nothing because of the guts and entrails from Heavy Machinery.
Wow. That's far-fetched, but that's extreme, and that's the extreme you're going to get from Marky Xtreme. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Dragon Wagon.